Because I remember when EA first came out. Okay. I remember when EA first came out, I wasn't a big fan of like the first like chunk of songs. I couldn't even tell you which ones came out first. But anyway. I was like, but like, anyway, I want to just put that in a bottle, throw it down the river, move on with it. I want to tell you the shit I saw on Reddit.
All right, what you see on Reddit?
You know the giant like morality question, right? Of like, if you were a time traveler and go back, would you kill baby Hitler?
Okay.
So I was on Reddit and I read that and somebody goes, yeah, but you got to understand, if you go back in time, you can't walk around and tell people like, oh no, trust me, this baby that I just killed is going to grow up to be a mass murderer and, you know, commit genocide on a mass scale and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And the guy just goes, he says that and then he's just like, yeah, you'd be, you know, prosecuted for killing a child. And then he goes, but could you imagine how many people kill kids and like kill babies and like, could you imagine like that situation playing out like today where like if somebody came back and like killed like a baby and was like, oh, I can't tell you why, it's just for the greater good of man. We'd be like, put him on the chair. We're gonna put you know however many volts through his cranium and then he's done. But yeah, man, that's what I wanted to say. I was like sitting there like
so
dumbfounded.
what were people saying though?
They were in the thread. Everyone was just like, "Dude, that makes so much sense, dude."
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Like nobody ever thinks about it like that. And it's
That's
like,
true.
yeah. I mean, also, could you imagine what would have happened? I mean, it's also like parallel universe, parallel like butterfly effect and blah blah blah. But anyway, I don't really know why I wanted to tell you that. But the more you know, I guess.
I guess so. I mean, yeah. I feel like everyone's thought about that once. When you think about it,
time travel would be weird.
Yeah, I wouldn't go back in time. I feel like
I would just be like, I would want to like witness things, you know, like
true. You could witness.
I would want to like witness things that people talk about.
Yeah,
you know,
I'd want to witness like, probably.
I mean, if we're gonna get all history buff here, I wouldn't mind witnessing the Declaration of Independence being written.
Well, that's cool.
I'm
thinking more like sports stuff.
Oh, like sports stuff.
Yeah.
I would want to go back to like one of the like the football game from like the 50s and 60s and see how like, they play compared to now.
Exactly.
That would be boring as hell.
I'd want to go to concerts back in the day.
I'd go to Woodstock in the 70s.
That would be cool. Like history would be cool, but at the same time, it's like history is a span of long events, not just one-time things. Like I guess the Declaration of Independence is a one-time thing, but also it wasn't like, all right, it's signed, it's done. Like no, that was like a process as well. So a lot of things in history are pretty much is what I'm trying to say. Everything's a process, so you can't really go back to like one point. Like if you were to say like, oh, I'll go back to like World War II. Well, then the only time you could really go back to would be, I guess, when Hiroshima or Nagasaki were nuked, and then that's like one moment you could witness. But then, like, I guess I don't know. There's also the what's the famous thing that happened where they ran on the beach? Was that
D-Day?
D-Day, exactly. So you can go there. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you could go to certain moments in
I would
history.
like think of things. I would literally just, if somebody like brought me a time machine and it looked like my watch,
yeah,
I would be like, okay, you got to give me like 25 minutes with my phone. My notes app is gonna be filled with just dates. It's like my first thing I would want to do. First thing I would want is I would want to go see, Gettysburg Address. I would want to see FDR on right after the speech he gave after the Pearl Harbor bombing. I would want to see, just moments in history where I could just sit there and be like, I'm such a dork for this, but I'm gonna sit here and just
the moon
enjoy
landing
the time.
on TV.
No, I wouldn't do all that. I probably would watch the Challenger blow up before that. But that's more like morbid stuff,
I'd want to go further back than that, though. If we're talking history, I'd want to go further
also, as
back.
fucked up as it sounds, I would probably go to, the JFK shooting, and I would want to see it for myself,
Yeah, I mean, that's
That'd
also
be really
recorded,
fucked up,
though, too. But
yeah, the Zapruder, something with a Z. Zapruder film?
what?
the JFK shooting. It's
What's
called
that?
like the Zapruder film or something. It's literally the footage of
Oh,
JFK getting shot.
Yeah. Well, we saw some of it. I've seen some of it.
No, I'm saying like the name of it.
That's what it's called.
I think it's called something like that. Something
I
with a
don't
Z.
remember
I
it
think
being ever called that.
the
But I don't know.
Zapruder film. Well, I mean, most people would just be like, "Oh, the footage of JFK getting shot." But I do that. I also would
Pyramids being built, 100%.
Yes.
Because that's always a conspiracy how
Yeah.
they were built. I mean, that's number one then for me.
Yeah.
That's definitely number
I
one.
probably
I'd
would
want to
also,
go.
I probably would also go way back in time and like witness the dinosaurs. You know.
Could do that.
You know, as dorky as this is gonna sound, I go to like a dinosaur buff every once in a while, and I just watch all the Jurassic Park movies.
I'd go to Coliseum, watch a gladiator fight.
Oh my god!
That'd be cool.
Oh yeah. Modern day sports, but on a you know a fatal, a
Yep.
fatal whatever.
But I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things you can go to, really.
I would definitely go back, and I would want to just like. I'm not gonna say I would try to find a T Rex, but I'd be lying to you if I told you I wouldn't try to look for one.
Okay.
Cause like I'm weird sometimes when like you know how like most people like do you like when you go to sleep do you like fall asleep watching YouTube videos?
If I'm not watching a show, yeah.
Okay, I do
Yeah.
the same. I do the same thing, but I watch like full length. Excuse me, documentaries.
Yeah, there's good ones on YouTube for sure.
And I watch some about like you know everything under the sun,
Yeah.
dinosaurs, history, you know stuff like that.
Yeah.
My favorite one that I watched years ago was you know how everyone always says that like you know in all the Jurassic Park movies they always end with the T-Rex like roaring.
Mm-hmm.
So it turns out T-Rexes are obviously ambush hunters, and for them to have the vocalization in order to roar, it would burst their eardrums.
Really?
So they didn't make a roar. They made like this low frequency, like almost like a gator, like an alligator's hiss. That's the best thing I can compare it to.
Yeah.
And it made it to where like they said if they reproduce the sound, it sounds like an alligator's hiss. You would hear it and you'd feel it if you were within like I think they said 50 yards of it. You'd feel it in your spine when he was doing it. Oh, I was like,
That's
like,
cool.
dude, I would shit a massive brick, but man, that'd be so cool. Anyway,
See,
besides-
that's definitely the coolest thing I've heard about T-Rex, to be honest. Because I don't really care about dinosaurs, to be honest. But other than that, like that's pretty cool. I never knew that.
Yeah, Jurassic Park got me hooked.
But I've been to when I was younger, my parents and I would always go to different museums. So we've been to New York City, you know, Museum of Natural History, like there's a bunch around our area. There's so many, and my favorite ones are always the space exhibit ones, and I think that's the only thing that interests me in terms of like, I guess, science stuff. If we could go into like, I guess, watching documentaries or like that type of stuff. Dinosaur stuff is like, I guess I could listen to it. History, I do watch. I'll watch stuff on World War II and things like that. But yeah, I mean, it's all good stuff, you know?
Yeah,
it
dude,
really is.
We went to I don't remember what year it was. I can't remember if it was 7th, 8th, or freshman year. But we went to like whatever year we went to like DC. I remember we went to like an oceanic.
I remember that.
Do you remember when we like first walked in and the like they walked in and they had like this giant like blue whale and it was actual size? I
Yeah,
remember
that
just
one
being
was
like,
cool.
dude, this thing is fucking huge.
Yeah. See, that's
Because like
cool.
when you see the thing on TV, you're like, okay, whatever. But like if you are actually there, I don't know. I always find that like so much.
It's like seeing it in person.
Yeah.
It's like you're just, The life-size stuff that's cool. I love seeing that stuff for sure.
You
Yeah.
ever see like the video of the guy in Alaska who has like he's like walking up these like metal stairs and there's like a polar bear underneath it and he like films it and he like the polar bear tries to like paw at it.
Oh,
and
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Dude, every time I see that video, I'm like, dude, the size of this fucking thing.
Yeah.
I mean, his whole like paw can't even fit under the stairs, and there's probably a good like, I'm not gonna say like a foot. I don't really know how much like that is, but I was like, dude, this thing is fucking huge.
Yeah, they're monsters.
God.
Monsters.
And then I'm getting told, I watched a documentary the other day that apparently like there's another class of like bears that are like below them. You know that grizzly bears are not brown bears. Brown bears are actually like Kodak bears.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
I didn't know about that. And then Joe Rogan ended up telling me that. And I was like,
I probably saw a clip of him saying that. That's how I know it.
that's how I knew.
probably
I'm
how I
scrolling
found
through.
out.
I'm scrolling through, and I guess my phone was listening to me talk about like watching the documentary about like
Yeah,
animals
yeah.
and bears and shit. Next thing you know, I'm like sitting there and I see Joe Rogan going, "Boy, look at the size of that fucking thing." God.
Yep.
And then now I'm getting videos on my phone of like male bears fighting, and man,
Yeah, it's crazy. Those fights last forever.
nature's metal, bro.
Yeah.
That's actually the name of the Twitter account. It's literally called Nature's Metal. It's so good.
It's a
See
good
bunch
name
of
for
things.
it.
You watch like I watched like the other day. Watched a oh my god, the honey badger literally get poisoned by a snake, die, roll over, and then eat the snake that just poisoned it.
Holy shit.
The thing literally said just stuck up the middle finger at death and was like, "Nah, I'm good."
That's just instincts, you know.
You know how
They
much
just
of a
got
badass
instincts.
you got to be to get literally poisoned and be like, "Nah."
They're probably not thinking about it.
Yeah.
They're probably just thinking food.
Yeah, they're probably like, "I'm fucking hungry. What's this thing?" Like,
Oh, I'm
but
poisoned? Okay.
let's get back on track. You wanted to talk to me about
All right.
some shit.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll ask you too, but I just have a few topics about the NFL. I want to talk about
Fire away.
yeah, and you'll like these too. I want to talk about who is your midseason like top 3 teams right now, and then who do you think's gonna make the Super Bowl midseason idea, and then
Can I give you 3 teams from each?
sure
From each.
yeah, you
conference?
could. The more the merrier. I'm just naming random numbers, and then also want to talk about like players and stuff, like favorite players you've seen this year. Who do you think's gonna be like MVP, best rookies, etc. Like that type of stuff. So we'll start with top 3, or you can name more, 3 to 5 teams in the NFL you think this year.
I'm gonna go by conference.
Okay, well I'm gonna name my top 3 right now. So top 3, for my opinion, are the Chiefs at 1, the Ravens at 2, and the Lions at 3. And I know you know, Ravens are in your division, so you might have a little disagreement. But what are your?
So I'm gonna go
3
by.
to 5.
I'm gonna go by
Yeah.
by conference.
Yeah, that's
In
fine.
the NFC, I think the 3 best teams are the Packers, Lions, and I think San Francisco's gonna put it together.
I think
they're gonna
too.
be a completely different team with Christian McCaffrey. Do I think they're Super Bowl good?
They can make
I need to
NFC
see-
Championship.
I need to see them play.
Yeah,
AFC, it's the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Ravens. It has not changed in the
Yep.
past 3 years.
Bills are right outside it for me. Just because I got to see what they do this week. Even though they're gonna beat Miami, I'm sure they are. But
Bro, if they win this game, they clinch their division.
they clinch it. Yeah.
No, I mean like it's like mathematically.
Oh, they actually
got it.
mathematically.
Yeah, like
That's
week 1 of
insane.
November, they're gonna be fucking clinching a playoff
That-
spot in division. That's crazy.
That's insane. Well, okay. Do you have any other teams you want to name?
No.
All right. So now,
Every other team is horribly flawed. Everyone coming into this year likes Houston,
okay. Yeah. Well,
but
they're not
O-line,
healthy.
O-line.
Yeah, they got hurt.
I don't care what. I don't care. Nico Collins is that guy. I'll give him that. And they're a completely different team with Nico Collins on the field.
100%.
Their O-line, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the Jets feasted. The Jets had no business being in that game. But their
That's right.
O-line, the D-line of the Jets was a lot better than the O-line of the
Mm-hmm.
Houston Texans. And I don't know. I don't like how so many people are so dependent on man coverage. Anyway, on defensively.
So right now, if you had like an idea of who you think would be in the Super Bowl, who would you think right now? For me, I'm not gonna lie. AFC wise, I think
It's the Chiefs.
way more toss up.
Chiefs.
I think the Chiefs are gonna finish with like 15 wins. Like they're gonna be like 15-2 or some bullshit.
They're gonna have one of the worst. They're gonna have one of the worst Chiefs teams that we've seen in the last fucking 6 years.
Their defense is elite,
and they're
though.
gonna win at least 14 games.
Yeah. No, I
Well,
agree.
I looked at the rest of their schedule. They have 3 games. Wait, they have 2 games that are like borderline,
Yeah.
and those 2 games are at Buffalo and at Pittsburgh.
Think about who they'll have to go through though in the playoffs again. Because think last year in the playoffs. Are the Bills better this year than last year? I would say yes.
Yes.
Okay, so they might have to go through the Bills. Are the Ravens better this year than last year? I would argue yes. I think their offense is. Defensively, no, they're not. But offensively,
I would agree.
yes.
I would agree with that.
Okay.
Yes.
So think about it that way. So and then wild card your team, the Steelers. I think they can make some noise. I'm serious. I think they're a well-rounded team. Yes, we need to see more on offense, but so far, I mean, I like what I'm seeing. Defensively, you guys probably are just up there with the Chiefs in terms of defense. So if the Chiefs had to go through 2 of those 3 teams, I think they might have a problem in the
I said the
AFC.
same thing that I said last year.
Yeah.
Whoever knocks off the Chiefs needs the number 1 seed. It's hard to go into Arrowhead and beat the Chiefs.
Well, no one's going to get the number 1 seed. I mean, they're going to have it.
You never know, man. I mean, the Niners looked like the world beaters last year, and they lost 3 straight games.
I think the Rams are slept on still. I'm not saying they're going to make the playoffs, but if they
they're a
do,
wild card team.
that's what I'm saying. If they sneak into the playoffs, man, like I would not want to play them because that offense is unreal when they're all healthy. So as long as Puka stays healthy, I know he banged up his knee again, but I think he'll be fine.
So fucking pissed about that.
Yeah, so am I.
My number 1, 2, and 3 receivers on fucking fantasy.
I think we have the same receiver.
Yeah, bro. Fucking T. Higgins, Puka Nakua, and Nico Collins.
I have Nico and Puka. Yeah.
I'm sitting here. I'm just like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Am I gonna start Jordan Addison and Josh Downs?
Josh Downs is nice.
I know he's good, but
yeah.
he ain't no T. Higgins. He ain't no Nico Collins.
Yeah. All right, let's get to players then.
Okay.
Right now, let's talk about MVP. MVP for me.
Can I tell you mine?
Yeah, go for it.
AFC, it's Josh Allen. NFC, it's Jared Goff. Anyone who tells me otherwise, I don't take their opinion seriously.
Well, you're not going to take mine then seriously because mine is
I swear
Lamar.
to God, if it's okay, I can respect
Mine's
that.
Lamar.
I'm hearing people tell me Jaden Daniels. I'm like,
No.
whoa.
We'll talk
Let's
about
relax.
him when we get to all. First of all, no rookies winning MVP. It's just not happening unless he has the best record
He'll
in
win
the league.
Offensive Rookie of the Year by far.
Yeah.
And it's no question.
No, it's no question. But unless he has the best record in the league and sets records as a QB for a rookie, he's not winning MVP.
I think they'll come back down to earth.
So for MVP, I think Lamar Jackson is just playing like an unstoppable player right now. Like I just don't know how defenses are even scheming up against this guy this year. He's had amazing plays in every game. I think I haven't really paid attention to stats like crazy, but I'm pretty sure he's up there for touchdown passes. Eye test wise, I mean statistically we talk about stats all day, but eye test wise, I think Lamar has been playing the best. What I've seen, mainly just like red zone stuff and highlights after games. But otherwise, man, who were your MVPs? You said.
AFC is Josh Allen. NFC is Jared Goff.
Jared Goff had a stinker last week. I mean, he threw for less than 100 yards. NFC, I'm not sure.
He didn't need to throw the ball to win, bro. They dropped
That's
a 50
true.
burger, and he only threw the ball 12 times.
It's true.
You don't need to. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I'm just saying straight up Lamar for now. I don't think there's many. I think it's still in the running for sure. I think we'll know by the end of the year who it is. But right now, it's just Lamar for me.
Personally,
I don't think anyone else.
I don't think
they're
going to give him the MVP. You can't give him, what you give him 2 straight MVPs.
Well, no one on the Chiefs is getting it. That's for sure, and they'll have the best record. So I mean, it's really a toss up. I think
it's Josh Allen. I think if Josh Allen can simply just.
They're a running team now, in my opinion. That's why I just don't think it's him.
For a guy that everyone talked about was as turnover prone as he is. He has 1 interception the entire year.
No, he's playing smart, but he doesn't need to play risky.
If he beats good teams,
yeah,
he can win it. You
Okay.
can make that same argument with Lamar.
Yeah.
Like for instance, they don't win that game against the Bengals if Derrick Henry doesn't break off that run.
You could say that, yeah. But that's why I just love the Ravens this year in general. I just think they're like defensively they suck, yeah, but so
I'm also biased. I hate I hate the Ravens.
Yeah, you gotta respect them though. You gotta respect them. You don't have to respect them. All right.
I don't. I was just say there's a lot of things about football that I'm not respecting at the moment.
All right. So rookies, receivers. I'll just go through like category wise. So I'll start with receivers because Malik's on the Giants.
Brian Thomas Jr.
Brian Thomas is probably he's also kind of hurt this week too. I don't know if he's gonna play. So all receivers I don't know if Marvin Harrison's been hurt this year. Has he? I don't think so.
I don't know.
But anyway, like I think Malik is the best receiver this year, but he's had a little slump since his injury. Brian Thomas has been pretty consistent all year. I'll give him that. He seems like a great receiver for Trevor Lawrence, and dude balls out every game, it seems like. So he's pretty consistent. I haven't really watched much of him, though. Marvin Harrison, on the other hand, they need to give him the damn ball, dude. Because he is a beast, bro.
I was waiting to see what you would say about Marvin because I was like sitting there and I was like, if this guy says that he's not good,
no,
I'm gonna be like, bro,
no.
There
That's
are there's like 2 or 3 compilations that I've seen of just him being butt naked and Kyler doesn't see him.
I'm the opposite. I'm saying he's definitely. I think he's
Needs the
definitely the
ball.
best wide receiver, rookie wide receiver. He just doesn't get the damn ball. If he got the ball more often, if he got like 7 targets a game, the
Bro.
dude would be. He might be rookie of the year.
Bro,
Like that's how
if
good he
Marvin
is.
Harrison got the volume that Malik does,
Exactly. That's my point. Yeah.
oh my
That's
god,
my point.
Because I think Brian Thomas Jr. and Malik. I think Malik gets the most
They just don't
volume
have-
out
yeah.
of all the rookies. I
Yeah,
think
so
Brian
far.
Thomas Jr. probably has a little bit better touchdowns and catch radius. Maybe not catch radius,
No.
but like
He does more plays. He has a
Yeah.
lot of good play scheme for him. It seems like they get him in the end zone.
Also, Malik is the only receiver on your team, respectfully. While the other guy, Brian Thomas Jr. has people.
Not anymore.
Well, no,
Kurt got hurt, and so he's.
But they got
definitely-
Evan Ingram coming back. and
Evan Ingram's good.
That Trevor Lawrence, who's overrated as hell.
Yeah, definitely.
Well.
But yeah, Marvin Harrison needs to get the ball. I think he will. I think they've realized after last week that if we throw this guy the ball, we're going to win games. So I think there's going to be significantly
Oh my
more
God,
part
who
of
do
their
the
game
Cardinals
plan.
play this week?
The
Bears.
Bears, yeah, which is a tough game. That's a big game for. I mean, that's a great game.
That's going to be
That's a
big
great game,
for
dude.
both teams.
Honestly, the Bears have played some really big games already this year. Last week, Washington. This week.
I can't believe that Hail Mary, bro.
Oh, yeah.
That Hail Mary cost me 2 parlays,
Yeah,
bro.
but we'll talk about that. I just want to get through other rookies. So, running backs, not much to say. I mean, I guess I'll bring up Giants. Tyron Tracy looks great.
Who else? What other rookie running backs are there?
It really wasn't a running back draft.
I'm trying to think. Like Blake Corum, I've barely seen.
I'm trying to think too. I think the guy on the Panthers, I forget his name. He got
Hubbard.
no. The guy they drafted. Chuba Hubbard's been in the league. They drafted a running back, the Panthers. I forget his name, but he's been hurt all year, and he's gonna start soon. Anyway, running back's kind of washed. I think Tyron Tracy's a beast, though. I think he's made a name for himself last
I
week.
picked up him in fantasy. That's
He's
how much
awesome.
I believe in him.
Dude, he's legit. And so
Get
people,
rid of the other guy.
yeah, Singletary sucks. But I knew that. Everyone knew that. I mean, so then let's go to QB now. So, I mean, it's head and shoulders Jaden Daniels.
I'm putting maybe not head and shoulders.
I think-
definitely head. I think Bo Nix definitely deserves.
Now, see,
I think Bo Nix has a lot. Is doing now. Listen,
Bo Nix-
respectfully, I think Bo Nix is doing more with less. I think Jaden Daniels has a great support system. I mean, think of it like this.
I think Jaden Daniels made that support system what it is.
I don't think so. Because think of it like this: if you compare the weapons and everything to
Don't sleep
them.
on Cortland Sutton, dude, too.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
they both have number one receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Depending, it's a coin flip on who you want. Like you might like Cortland Sutton, I might like Terry McLaurin, and vice
I like
versa.
Terry McLaurin more, but Cortland
But
Sutton's up there.
they're out of the running backs. I would rather have Brian Thomas Jr. and Austin Eckler over Javonte Williams and who's the other guy? McLaughlin, whatever.
Yeah, they have a few rookie running
And-
backs, but they're just
And the offensive line department, I think. I don't really know who's in their offensive line. I think they're both very painfully even. Where if you were to tell me, Chicago, if the Commanders have the 17th rated offensive line and the Broncos had the 19th, I'd be like, okay.
But
I
you
can
know
also
why
see that
you don't
different.
notice it really? Because they both can run. Bo Nix can run.
You know,
dude.
they both have the same amount of rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, like
Bo
I didn't
Nix
know that
has more-
exactly, but I know Bo
has
Nix
one
can
more.
run.
Bo Nix has one more total touchdown than Jaden Daniels does.
And that's why I'm very just with the rest of the QBs. So I'm just thinking about a bunch of stuff, but in general, this QB draft is great. I think we could say, and I think we all expected that.
You think Anthony Richardson's a rookie?
I
I know he
he's
played 4 games last year, but I consider him a rookie.
Dude, people are saying he shouldn't even be in the NFL right now. That's how bad people think he is so
he needs
far.
development. I think that's what he needs because
He's either super crazy, holy shit moment, or just why the hell would you throw that?
bro, he shows flashes of potential, but it's like, bro,
He's got a crazy athleticism.
you're bringing yourself out of the game because you're too tired. How about the 300-pound offensive linemen that are protecting you?
Yeah, I mean,
And it wasn't like you brought it out after doing, a 30-yard run up the middle. No, you scrambled and got 4 yards, and it was 3rd and fucking goal. The only thing you did was hand it off to Jonathan Taylor anyway.
Well, I want to go back to the rookie stuff. Sorry, but Caleb Williams What's shocking to me about Caleb Williams is that we thought he would be like we knew Jaden Daniels could run, but we thought Caleb Williams was going to be really good as running the football too. Good scrambling, good getting out of situations. We haven't seen that. Like I just haven't seen.
He made
that
a play in that
consistently.
Washington game where I was like, I'm surprised he got out of that alive.
Well, that he does flash it though. Like, don't get me wrong, but consistently, like Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix are just way better than him so far with just running the ball and knowing when and where to run at times. I feel like Caleb Williams just puts himself in bad situations sometimes when he doesn't need to.
I also feel like when it comes to
Like he's trying too much with the backyard football, which is what we thought it was going to happen, but it's like kind of crazy now. Like Bo Nix is so just dialed in when he plays. Like he knows exactly what he needs to do. Same with Jane Daniels, but Jane Daniels is like just improvises at an all-time like good level.
I think it's
like it's crazy.
I think it's the support systems.
No, I agree. We talk
know,
about coaching too. Yeah,
Because like
coaching
not so much coaching, but I feel like it's just more like, Bo Nix has an offensive-minded coach and a coach that knows what to do. And
Yeah,
blah,
Sean
blah, blah.
Payton's great.
And although Dan Quinn is more of a defensive coach, he has Cliff Kingsbury.
Cliff was perfect for him.
Even though I think the Cliff Kingsbury offense will plateau and then start to come
Yeah,
down a little bit.
But do you know why it might
Yes.
not? Because they have Jaden fucking Daniels, bro, and he's nasty. He's nasty, bro.
So-
he's good.
I mean,
That's why.
whatever. I
He's
don't
better
wanna,
than
I don't
Kyler
want to
Murray.
argue it.
He's better than Kyler Murray,
I don't want to
though.
argue it. I do agree with that.
Like 100%.
But I just who the fuck does Caleb have? Matt Eberflus?
Yeah,
The Bears are historically bad at developing quarterbacks.
yeah. That's why I think.
I still think them taking Roma Dunze with the 9th pick over an offensive lineman was a big mistake.
Yeah,
but
they didn't need a receiver.
But what do I know?
I mean, they must have thought, well, Caleb's just going to make everything great, so let's get another receiver.
Keenan Allen, DJ Moore. Why do you need another receiver?
Yeah, and then also, I think the Bears are going to hire the Lions offensive coordinator. I forget his
Ben
name.
Johnson.
Yes, I think that's who the Bears are going to get. Honestly, if we fast forward a year, I think that's the number one target for them.
I don't know, because most offensive-minded coaches
need offensive.
They want their own, like, their guy.
Caleb's great though. Still, like he just needs a good head coach. He just needs a good offensive coach, I think. And no offensive coach in the league is going, I don't want Caleb. Like, let's be honest, they're all going to want him. So, I don't know. But anyway, let's like rookie of the year, Jaden Daniels.
Even though I think.
What?
If the Lions' offensive coordinator is going to go anywhere, I think there's a team in my division that he would want to play for more.
Who?
The Bengals.
You really think the Bengals are going to fire their coach?
Yeah,
I think they're going to turn it around a little bit. It's actually
they're gonna lose.
That Eagles game was rough.
They're gonna lose however many games, get a top 10 pick. They're gonna fire their head coach.
That would be worried if he goes there for you guys' sake. That'd be pretty big for them.
Although the owner's cheap, so he'll probably pick up some bum off the street and be like, "Here you go," and I'll be like, "Wow, Cincinnati is being Cincinnati."
We're seeing how good Joe Mixon was for that team. How underappreciated he was. I didn't appreciate him at all.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, "Oh wow." You're telling me that Joe Mixon? It's almost like somebody was trying to tell you that over the summer, but it was like, oh, running backs don't matter.
Bro, I didn't watch him
day
play.
one. The biggest mistake they made was letting him walk.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Joe Mixon.
And also, to just say this too, this year running back's more important than ever for some reason. Like, can we agree on that?
Two high safeties.
It's okay.
Two high safeties.
I guess so, but it's just running back. It makes such a big difference this year. Even Washington, as good as they have been, they have not a two-headed monster, but like a good
Brian Robinson.
Brian Robinson's legit.
My
you know,
God.
so they have two good running backs there. All teams have. Steelers good.
Ravens.
Najee's playing the best football of his life for some reason. He looks
They took
good
the
as
rocks
shit.
out of it. They took the rocks out of his shoe.
Dude, it's crazy how good he's moving now. Against the Giants, bro, that spin move around guys, I was like, I've never seen him do spin moves. Hurdling over people?
Oh my
when he's
God.
doing that?
Oh, my God.
When has he ever done that?
Hell no, he hurdles people, but that spin move, I was
What,
just
in his
like,
rookie year? I don't remember the last time
he did it
done
last
that.
year.
Oh, really?
Bro, he gets like one of those. He gets like one of those a year, bro.
Dude.
Gets
I
that in an
think he
angry
was
run
that.
every single game, bro. He just introduces somebody to the ground, and it's just like, how does that grass taste?
They got to not throw him the ball though. He drops too many passes, bro.
Man, he sucks. That's why we got Jalen Warren.
Yeah,
He doesn't drop
exactly.
the ball.
Jalen Warren catches the ball, he's gone by the time he gets the ball. Najee's like,
Dude, I'm so mad.
all right, let's run now.
I'm so mad. I had a parlay. If you're ever having a bad day betting, remember this story. I had a parlay
Yeah.
where it was that cringe ball to get over 200 yards passing, Daniel Jones to get over 150 yards passing, the Steelers money line, and I had 2 anytime touchdowns. Those 2 anytime touchdowns were George
Yeah, you
Pickens
told me
and
about
Malik
that, yeah.
Neighbors. I was like, wow. He didn't get his 2 feet down, which I can understand. Georgie got 2 called back.
George Pickens touchdown. They should change that rule though, low key. I'm not even gonna lie.
I don't know, man. And then
Dude
the fucking
jumped on his
and then
foot
the fucking
twice.
Garrett Wilson catch last night makes sense.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, his shin was in. I was like, yeah, but his shin's connected to his knee. That's
That
out
was
of
my
bounds.
point. That was my point when I was watching to it because I was on Discord with Nick G, and we were watching it, and I was telling Nick G, I'm like, so if your foot hits the grass, then your heel hits the line, you're out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So technically, your freaking shin bones connect. Like I said, the same thing you said. Your shin bones connected to your knee. So like, let's say your knee was your heel and your shin bone was your foot. Technically, if your shin goes down and then your knee hits, it should be all connected, as just like your foot would be, right? That's your
should have
point,
been out
right?
of bounds.
There you
Hell
go.
of a catch, though. Hell of a catch.
I mean, yeah, insane, unreal. But
people are comparing it to Odell's, and I'm just like, whoa.
Odell caught that with 3 fingers. Defensive.
He does look like the jump.
interference.
He did look like the jump man, though. I'll give him that
Yeah.
for Jordan.
He kind
Jordan
of,
Brand.
yeah. It's kind of crazy how he threw his leg out like that to keep his balance. I don't know. Interesting stuff. I mean, that was an interesting game overall. It really was.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy, man.
But football's halfway done. Halfway done.
Oh, don't remind me.
Isn't that
man.
crazy? We're at the midpoint.
Oh, I'm gonna have
Last
to
week was
start.
the midpoint, I think.
No, I think
No,
this.
17 games, so it's like technically this is past the midpoint this
I don't
week.
want football to end, bro. I need like 8 months of football.
I mean, you're lucky your team's winning, bro. Can't wait to get Cam Ward in the draft, dude. Man, I can't wait.
I can't wait to get rid of that fucking cringe ball. We have a quarterback, man.
Shut up.
I don't even know what we're gonna do if we re-sign him.
Dude, if you guys
Oh
win
my
12 games, he's coming back, you stupid
I
mother-
don't care. I don't want him on my team.
All right, I'll
Let him
trade
go
Daniel
rot
Jones for you.
somewhere else.
I'll trade Daniel Jones for
Okay,
him.
fine. That's fine.
All right, good.
We'll give him an offense. We'll give him an offensive line for the first time in his fucking career.
Do not say that. That's been a
yeah?
big excuse for him this whole career,
yeah?
bro. You know he sucks. Come on. Don't. Now you're justifying Daniel Jones over Russell Wilson.
Yes.
Shut your mouth.
I will, brother. I will justify
you're
you over
smiling.
Russell Wilson. I hate.
You know the only reason.
Him.
You only know the only reason he didn't go to the Giants because he wasn't guaranteed starter. That's the only reason. Russell Wilson would have been a Giant. You know how much that pisses me off. You guys wouldn't have beaten. You wouldn't have beaten us though with Justin Fields. I'm telling you right now, Giants would have beat you if you guys started Justin Fields because some of the throws he made, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields would have no clue.
Okay,
To
I
make
see
those
your
throws.
point, and I'm going to counter you by saying your offensive line with my defensive line. You have Russell Wilson that's about as mobile as my fucking paraplegic whoever.
Okay, that's a little excessive. to say that.
Exactly.
That's not true. He moves around,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What sealed the game?
dude. You're talking about him running or moving in the pocket.
What? Who gave you the ball back?
Are you talking about running the ball or staying in the pocket and moving around? Because
Running
if
the ball,
okay,
brother,
that's
he
his first.
literally
That's his
fumbled?
first run of the year, by the way.
Yeah, Justin Fields is in that position.
Justin
doesn't
Fields
feel-
fumbled the ball and back at it like 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage against
Yes,
the Colts.
But if Justin Fields is in that situation,
Come on,
your
dude.
your D line
You gotta
guy
keep
does
on the
not
same-
catch up to him.
You got to keep it on
Simple
the
as that.
same level here, dude. If Justin Fields fumbles, it's just as bad as Russell fumbling. You got to say the same thing. And if you thought the Giants had a chance when they got the ball back, you're crazy. I knew they
Motherfucker,
were
you
going to
got the
lose
ball
that.
in
I
our
knew they were-
territory.
I
you
knew
got
the
the ball
Giants
in
were going to
our
lose that.
territory in the fourth quarter.
You were scared of
What
Daniel
are you talking
Jones?
about?
You were scared of Daniel Jones.
You got
bro?
to fucking bro. You fucking fumbled at the 40.
You were scared of Daniel Jones, bro. You
He
thought Daniel Jones was
fumbled
going to get a
at
game-winning
the
drive against you
40.
guys when he's 1 in
He
16
fumbled
in prime time
at
and has
the
never had a
40.
game-winning drive in his career in prime time because he's always lost.
He fumbled at the 40.
You're saying
You had all 3 timeouts. You were moving the ball on my defense. You gonna sit here and tell me that you weren't sitting there, fucking talking shit to me the entire fucking day? And meanwhile, I'm just sitting there like, wow,
Bro, I talked
23
shit to
is
you
more
for
than
like
15.
10 minutes, and then we
10
stopped.
minutes? 10 minutes?
Yeah,
what
it was
type
during
of
the
Jersey
game.
time are you on where that was 10 minutes? What are you talking about?
That was literally for part of the game, and I
minutes.
stopped paying attention because the game was
I
over.
went on a fucking you went on a fucking drive, kicked the damn field goal, came back, and the next thing you know, I'm sitting here listening to fucking Tyrone Tracy, and you're just like, dude, he's running up and down on your defense, man. You're carving that shit
Because that's what was happening,
You're
motherfucker.
carving that shit up, man. I'm
Well,
sitting
we
here and
watching
I'm
the
like,
same
wow, it's the
game?
longest 15 minutes of my life.
Were we watching the same? I was just reacting to what I'm seeing, bro.
Right, what you were saying.
But you thought
How many
Daniel
times did I have
Jones
to
was
tell
gonna
you,
win the
wow,
game.
23 is more than fucking 15, brother. For as long as Russell Wilson's my quarterback, I have no faith in a lot of things.
You understand
I
that
want us
you
to
guys
run the
could
ball
have a path to the
70
Super Bowl
times a
this year.
game.
You realize that, right?
No way. With him as our quarterback, we're talking about the guy that threw a pass on the 2-yard line.
Have you seen how he's been playing? He's playing well, bro.
He threw a pass on the 2-yard line with Marshawn Lynch.
You don't think he's playing? I'm talking this year. This year. Focus with this year. Who made that call, by the way?
Okay.
The coach
Let's
or Russell
focus-
Wilson
let's
made that
focus
call?
on this year, the 2 whole games that he's played against the goddamn Jets and
Who
the
made the
Giants.
call?
Are you kidding me? The Jets are about as functional as I don't even know what to compare it to. That's how dysfunctional they are.
First
and
of
your
all-
team, I don't even want to say what I'm thinking because you know it, I know it,
What?
they know it, everyone knows it.
What?
Y'all are in shambles.
Our defense is not bad though.
Your defense is not bad.
Just same with the Jets. Didn't the Jets just beat the
Jets-
Texans this week? Yeah, I get they're beaten up, but it's the Texans, bro. Still.
Yeah, but the Texans aren't like they aren't like that. They're a completely different team. The Texans.
So the Steelers are better than the Texans.
The Texans are a completely different team away than they are at home. They play that game in Houston, they win.
So
They
you
play the
guys,
game on the-
you think the Steelers are better than the Texans, but you're
remember what I
not Super
told
Bowl
you?
contenders?
Do you remember what I
really
told you
think
last
that?
year?
Who
Do you
in the
remember what
AFC
I
is better?
told you last year about the Dallas Cowboys and the Miami Dolphins? They're a completely different team on the road than they are at home.
All right.
That's what the Houston Texans are this year.
Okay, but who's better than the Texans and the Chiefs and maybe the Bills? I'll throw the Bills in there.
No one.
You think the Steelers are? You just said that. You think the Steelers are better than the Texans?
I never said that.
You just said that. I asked you, are the Steelers better than the Texans?
Why did you say the Bills and the Chiefs?
Because those are the top 3 teams in the AFC: the Bills, the Chiefs, and the Texans, aren't they? That's what we all thought.
What about that team in Baltimore?
Oh fuck, you're right. Okay,
I'm trying to think of other teams.
I forgot. I'm thinking. Not
AFC.
thinking clearly.
AFC South, Texans.
Yeah, I even said the Ravens are like one of the
AFC
best teams in the league, and I
West.
forgot. That was stupid.
Okay.
All right, but
Well-
anyway, all I'm saying is, if you guys don't have to play the Ravens in the playoffs, you're probably making a Super Bowl run, dude.
I was about to say we don't have to play the Ravens. We were going to see them twice in a matter of like 4 weeks.
That's what I'm saying. You don't want to see them in the playoffs. You see the Bills in the playoffs, I give you guys a shot. I'm not gonna lie.
I like our chance better with the Ravens.
Well, first of all, you're gonna have a better record than the Bills. That's for sure. I think so, at least. So you'll have. Let's say it's a rematch from last year, except it's at your home. I'm taking you guys all day, bro.
I'd be scared shitless.
First of all, you don't want to go to Bills to play a playoff game. That's for sure. But I would definitely take the Steelers over the Bills if the Steelers were home in the playoffs right now. If we were talking about right now, 100%, bro.
I don't know. That'd be a good game.
That would be a great game.
But
I
all
would
have
want to see that again.
All I have to say to that is, fuck Russell Wilson.
You know what? Stop disrespecting your own team.
I will disrespect that fucking cornball until the day I die. Who throws the ball on the 2-yard line? when
What's
you
the
have
most
Marshawn Lynch?
What's the most important position in all of football?
Coaching.
You're
He would
such
say
a
those.
bitch, bro. You are a bitch,
Dude,
bro.
you
won't admit that Russell Wilson
There's
isn't. You won't admit that Russell Wilson's difference between your team making a playoff push compared to your team losing in the first round. You won't admit that.
There's no.
You think
world,
Justin Fields could push you
there's-
farther in playoffs than
There's
Russell
no
Wilson?
earth that we live on where
Answer
you're
my
going to
question.
sit here and listen to me talk about Russell Wilson and in a positive light. I don't
At least you're-
like him.
I'll take that as you agree with me.
You guys want to sit here and be like, dude, he's playing great. He's doing all this shit, dude. Brother, it's been 2 games. Are we going to act like the last 2 years meant nothing?
All right, what if it's been 5 games in a row? You're going to still say no?
Yes.
Fine.
The guy literally, you're sitting here, bro. Why do you think Sean Payton didn't want him? Why do you think Pete
Because-
Carroll was willing to trade him? You're gonna sit here and tell me that trade that the Broncos made all
And
those
who
times ago.
is the best team out of those 3 teams right now?
My team?
And who's the quarterback
not-
of your team,
Not
motherfucker?
in spite of Russell Wilson.
Yeah, because you guys are going really far with
Not
Justin Fields,
in
right?
spite of
In the
brother,
playoffs?
we were 5-2 with him.
Who
were
would you rather have in the
4-2
playoff
with him.
push? You'd have Justin Fields?
Yes.
You're crazy.
He's more dynamic. If the pocket collapses, he's
Has he
gonna
ever
run
been
around.
in the playoffs before?
Motherfucker.
Has he ever clutched the
Motherfucker,
game?
he was on the Bears.
Yeah.
The Bears don't even know how to win more than fucking 5 games.
If he was good QB, it would have made him good.
I can make that same thing about Russell Wilson when it comes to the Denver Broncos. So don't even go there with
He
me.
played the Broncos had nobody on their team. He
Oh, really?
had the worst
Oh, really?
coach in the
Really?
history of the
Oh,
NFL,
really?
and he
Really?
had Sean
Really?
Payton who
Really?
hated him
Really,
last
really,
year.
really,
He hated
really.
him.
You know that the Broncos team right now is the same team that the Broncos had last year? No changes. The same thing. Cortland Sutton. The only thing they did was trade Cherry Judy. That's it.
What was the record last year?
Shitty.
Let me look it up. I don't think it was that bad.
I'm pretty sure they're going to either tie it or beat it within the next 2 or 3 games.
All right, let's see.
Probably like 7-9. No, probably about 7-10 sounds about right to me.
You realize Russell Wilson had like a top 10 type of QB year last year, right? Like he threw for like 30 touchdowns and had like 11 picks or something like that.
How was that playoff push for them last year? Oh wait.
But aren't you a team guy? You're all about this team, blah blah blah. The team needs.
Yeah,
to be good.
I'm about the team, not him.
Bro, you're not proving your point at all right now.
Brother, what did I say to you when he threw that ball to Calvin Austin? You were like, dude, that's a great throw. I'm like, yeah, good on the offensive line for giving him that time. Good for the receiver for catching and running a good
You
route.
understand why I'm defending Russell Wilson, right?
Brother, if it was me in that chair, I'd look at fucking Art Rooney and be like, hey man, we're gonna trade this guy to the Giants for a fucking bag of chips, okay?
Bro, your reason for hating Russell Wilson
He
has
cost
nothing
me
to do with football.
He cost me $15,000. What person is not gonna what, bro? I'm gonna steal $15,000 from you, and then in like 5 years, I'm gonna walk up to you and be like, "Hey man, what's
Bro,
up?"
dude, stealing $15,000 means you put $15,000 on the line to win a bet.
Dude,
That's what stealing
I was in a
$15,000
box
means.
pool, and if that stupid fucking corny bastard just goes, "Here, Marshawn," that's $15,000.
They were 8-9 last year, by the way.
Oh wow, wicked playoff spot, huh?
Bro, you did not lose you 15,000. You just didn't even know. You probably didn't even realize you were gonna
I
win
was
15,000.
in the box pool, and we literally had the final 2 things. I don't even remember what the fucking score was, but whatever it was, I remember saying, "Holy shit! If they score a touchdown and get the extra point here, we get the final score."
It sucks, man. But I guess
Why do you think I was never a fan of Pete Carroll?
he's the reason, bro. Russell Wilson is not the I'll defend Russell Wilson on that play now because I watched a Pete Carroll interview that he had with Richard Sherman, and he explained the whole scenario. He said that we got the look we wanted on their defense, and we decided to pass, and they practiced that play before the Super Bowl, and it worked, and they jumped it. Period. It was a one player making a play type of play. That's why. And the corner, I forget his name.
Malcolm Butler.
Malcolm Butler. What has he done since? What has he done in his career since? That was
He
one.
was an all-pro. He was an all-pro the very next year, and then signed a giant contract in
He doesn't. He's unknown now.
in Titans. Well, duh, it was fucking 10 years ago.
Well, anyway,
He was literally.
he's
he
known
was
for
li-
one play,
He
bro.
was literally, bro. You can make the same argument for like 90% of the people.
Let me make my point though. My point is that it's one man made that play happen, it wasn't because of, oh, they shouldn't have called this. Oh, Russell Wilson threw the pick. No, it was a defensive player making a play, dude. No one's talking about that. Everyone wants to blame Russell Wilson. Everyone wants to blame Pete Carroll. No one wants to give the defensive guy just the credit for making a crazy play. You know? Like, no one does that. Marshawn Lynch, bro, I get they should have just ran the ball. At the same time, though, didn't everyone think they were going to run the ball? What do most teams do when everyone thinks you're going to do something? They usually do the opposite. Remember think about the Eagles. Remember they were at like the 2-yard line. What did they do to win the Super Bowl? Oh, they literally threw the ball to Nick Foles, and now it's a statue. I mean, come on, dude. Like, the Super Bowl is where the obvious stuff doesn't always happen, bro. And I settle my case there.
To answer your question, Malcolm Butler went on to have an all-pro season the very next year and then signed a deal with the Tennessee Titans and then got hurt for the rest of his career. That's what derailed him.
So he was a good player.
Somebody fact check me on that.
He was a good player. So fair. But he made a play,
and
man.
then I don't care what they say. I don't care how it comes off. I don't care what it is. I got a back who's literally called beast mode right next to me, who's averaging 5 yards a carry with a very good offensive line.
All right,
Brother,
so what if beast mode fumbles the ball at the one where you blaming? Are you going to hate him?
Brother, he's literally coming off of a year where he had 1,600 yards and like a billion touchdowns.
Dude, that's just hindsight,
brother.
Man. It's hindsight.
I'm giving him the ball. It's not even a question. If they call a pass play, I'm looking at Pete Carroll like,
all right, well, look up Pete Carroll Mog podcast with Mark.
I've actually seen that clip before, and I literally have said to myself, I still don't care. Until Russell Wilson is not on my team anymore, I don't fucking like him. Dude. Period. What happened when we heard the rumors over the summertime that Russell Wilson was coming to the Steelers? I literally wrote in our group chat, no. Fuck to the no.
Listen.
Hell no. And then when he got signed, I was like, I might just become a Packers fan for a year.
Bro, I know you're not trying to convince me or anything.
I'm not. I'm just saying to you, no matter what you say,
I know.
I don't give a fuck. That guy could walk out on fucking next week when we play the... Oh my God, who do we play next week?
But you gotta like at least realize what I'm saying to you, right?
No.
Well then, what the fuck?
As long as we're talking about Russell Wilson, my opinion is we're going to take a piece of paper or take a piece of toilet paper, wipe my ass with it, and that's him.
Man.
I'm slamming my elbow so much. I'm going to be all red, bro.
It's crazy. Steelers fan, by the way. Way. Big Steelers fan. Yep. Rather see your team lose.
I can't wait for your team to be down 40 and me be like, and you
don't
be
care.
And me be like, and you be sitting
you think
there like,
I want the
dude,
Giants?
I can't even watch this fucking team anymore. And I'm just gonna be like sitting there and just be like, Giants fan, by the way. And the next thing you're gonna be like, but dude, like, watch the game, bro. I'm like, yeah, but when I say some shit about Russell Wilson,
we've talked about this, bro.
A fucking problem.
Bro, you realize you've never witnessed a losing season in your life? You realize that, right? You realize that? You even know how I feel right now? Do you even understand? So when I say that, do you even understand how I feel? Do you understand that I've seen the Giants lose? You realize the Giants have been 2-6? I think it's 6 in the last 8 years. They've started 2-6. Do you realize that? And you want to come at me and say, dude, how can you say you don't want to watch your team? Motherfucker, they've been 2-6 the last fucking 8 years pretty much.
I can't really say much to this. I can compare it to basketball, but I don't really think that's the same.
What team have you seen in your life that you're a fan of that's lost pretty much your whole life? Yes, the Giants have won a Super Bowl. Couple in my lifetime, yes. But those are in the rearview mirror, bro, now. They aren't in the back seat. That's like down this fucking road now, dude. That's been a while.
All right, you ready for this? The Golden State Warriors pre-2013, the Golden State Warriors in 2020 and 2021, and yeah. All right. You know, the Warriors team that won 12 games, and yeah. Well, that's basketball. I don't know. Basketball is weird. Basketball at one point they're just like, just being like, all right, well.
Knicks.
We're
How
like
the Knicks
8
been?
and 56.
The Knicks have been fucking mediocre too most of my life. Now they're finally good. But
Yeah,
I mean, to be honest,
until Tibbs makes a boneheaded decision. And
I mean,
makes
you
his
had a
guys
dynasty with the word a dynasty. So
play. You know,
I mean,
I've actually like realized that. I was like, dude, I'm very like fortunate and like happy to say that I've watched all my
your teams are
favorite teams
fucking
win.
nasty, bro. Most of them. I'm just saying, bro. When I say I don't want to watch a
I
Giants game,
I would have loved to be celebrating a Yankees World Series, but the Dodgers are just,
bro, Yankees. I mean,
I don't really care about
baseball.
baseball.
Money talks, bro. Money talks in baseball. It's just anyway. When you don't say that you shouldn't, I shouldn't say that because I should be saying the Giants should be losing now because that's
Then
the
for
only
the love
chance
of
we
God,
have.
stop bringing up Russell Wilson to me. I don't understand how many times I need to beat this fucking dead horse.
I'm gonna bring up Russell Wilson just like
Then
I
I'm
bring
gonna
up.
bring up your team every single time.
I'll bring up Russell Wilson objectively. It's not about you.
Oh yeah, I'll bring up your team objectively as well.
Okay, fine.
I'll
That's
be like-
fine.
I'll
You
be
can
like-
say they suck.
I'll be
I
like,
don't
wow.
care though.
I'll be like, wow.
But I could say Russell Wilson's playing well, and you can't just be like mad about
I
it.
could sit here and just be like, wow, Brian Dable is a great play caller. I hope y'all aren't dumb enough to fucking fire him after this year.
It's not my decision. If they do, though,
Oh my God! If you guys
nothing
do
I
that,
have never seen.
if you
before.
guys do that, I literally will be like Chowski.
If they fire him, nothing I haven't seen before. They've had 3 head coaches the last 8 years, bro. What else is new? You know what I mean? What else is new? Then?
Anyway.
What am I supposed to say?
Anyway, do we have anything else to talk about before we end up screaming at each other?
No.
More.
Cam Ward, bro. That's it. Cam Ward. I just
Dude,
want the Giants.
I want that running back from Boise State.
You don't understand how much. Yes, this QB draft is nowhere near as good as last year's.
Shador, Cam Ward. That's it.
I agree. I agree.
I think that's also
But-
because of the fact that last year's class was so deep.
You look into Nussmeier though on LSU. He's decent too. I
watched him
he's
play
decent,
once,
bro.
and I thought he was.
He's got an arm.
Shaky.
He's got good. He's decent. I think he's gonna stay in college another year, but he's decent. But anyway, yeah, it's Shador, it's Cam, and then everyone else. I mean, that's pretty much it. So if the Giants don't get one of those, bro, first of all they'll have to keep Daniel Jones. Like they'll just have to if they don't draft QB.
I think you have to pay him.
And I think they will end up keeping him anyway, which is crazy to say because he has 1 year left on his contract after this year. I think they're just gonna keep him anyway, dead ass. And you know how much I'm going to fucking cringe if they even think about starting him next year? I'm going to be freaking out, bro. Especially if they draft QB. But anyway. Giants suck, man. What else is new? You know?
Sky is blue. Grass
Sky
is
is,
green.
yeah, I mean,
water's wet.
and the Giants suck. I mean, those things are all real.
Could be worse. You could be a Jets fan. It's been real. We'll talk to y'all later.
It's been real.
Stay beautiful, my people. And I hope you enjoyed us, talking about absolutely fucking nothing.
And Russell Wilson for MVP.
I hate you.